Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of Critiquing with Carr here on the podcast. As always, if you've enjoyed these reviews up until now, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following on the audio platforms, looking at thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date when episodes release on those platforms, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. Because on this week's great edition of the show, we're talking about the 1995 classic, The Usual Suspects. And with that being said, let's begin. Coming in as the director is Bryan Singer. The screenplay was by Christopher McQuarrie. This movie was co-produced by Bryan Singer and Michael McDowell. And the cast for this movie is as follows: Stephen Baldwin, Gabriel Byrne, Chaz Palminteri, Kevin Pollak, Pete Postlethwaite, Kevin Spacey, Susie Amos, Benicio del Toro, and Giancarlo Esposito. The cinematography was done by Newton Thomas Seigel. This movie was edited and the music was done by John Ottman. The production companies for this film were Polygram Field Entertainment, Bad Hat Harry Films, Blue Parrot Productions, and Spelling Films International. This movie was distributed by Gramercy Pictures and Columbia TriStar Film Distributors International. This film was released on January 25th of 1995 at the Sundance Film Festival and on August 16th of 1995 in the United States nationally. The runtime for this movie was 106 minutes, the budget was $6 million, and the box office total for The Usual Suspects was $67 million US. In terms of accolades for this movie, they are as follows. At the Academy Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor, as well as Christopher McQuarrie for Best Original Screenplay. At the Golden Globe Awards, Kevin Spacey was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. At the BAFTA Awards, Christopher McQuarrie won for Best Original Screenplay, and John Ottman won for Best Editing. The movie was also nominated for Best Film. At the Caesar Awards, the movie was nominated for Best Foreign Film. At the Independent Spirit Awards, Benicio del Toro won for Best Supporting Actor, and Christopher McQuarrie won for Best Screenplay. And Newton Thomas Seigel was also nominated for Best Cinematography. At the Screen Actor Guild Awards, Kevin Spacey was nominated for Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. At the Producers Guild of America Awards, the movie was nominated for Best Film for Outstanding Production. At the New York Film Critics Circle Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor. At the National Society of Film Critics Awards, Kevin Spacey was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. At the National Board of Review Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor, and the movie also won for Best Ensemble Cast. And the movie was also nominated as a Top 10 film for that year. At the Los Angeles Film Critics Awards, Kevin Spacey was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. At the Critics' Choice Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor. At the Chicago Film Critics Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor, and Christopher McQuarrie won for Best Screenplay. Benicio del Toro was also nominated for Most Promising Actor. At the Boston Society of Film Critics Awards, Kevin Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor. And finally, at the Saturn Awards, the movie won for Best Action Adventure, and John Ottman for Best Music, and Bryan Singer was nominated for Best Director. And now it comes time to one of my two favorite parts, which is I list off the top 10 highest grossing films for that year's release, being 1995's The Usual Suspects. Coming in at number 10 was Jumanji. It was distributed by Sony Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $262.8 million. It stars Robin Williams, Kristen Dunst, and David Alan Grier. Coming in at number 9 was Waterworld. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $264.2 million. And it stars Kevin Costner, Dennis Hopper, and Jeanne Tripplehorn. Coming number 8 was Casper. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $288 million. It stars Christina Ricci, Bill Pullman, and Kathy Moriarty. Coming number 7 was Seven. It was distributed by New Line Cinema. Its worldwide gross was $327.3 million. It stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Gwyneth Paltrow. Coming number 6 was Batman Forever. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $336.6 million US. It stars Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, and Jim Carrey. Coming number 5 was Pocahontas. It was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $346.1 million. It stars Joe Baker, Christian Bale, and Irene Bedard. Coming number 4 was Apollo 13. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $355.2 million. It stars Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton. Coming number 3 was Goldeneye. It was distributed by MGM and UA Distribution. Its worldwide gross was $356.6 million. And it stars Pierce Brosnan, Sean Bean, and Isabella Scorupco. Coming number 2 was Die Hard with a Vengeance. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $366.1 million. And it stars Bruce Willis, Jeremy Irons, and Samuel L. Jackson. And coming in at number 1 as the highest grossing film for 1995 was Toy Story. It was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $394.4 million, and it stars Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, and Annie Potts. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, my review of The Usual Suspects. The Usual Suspects, directed by Bryan Singer and released in 1995, is a crime thriller that has garnered a reputation for its complex narrative and shocking twist ending. The film follows a group of criminals who are brought together for a heist that goes disastrously wrong, leading to a deadly encounter on a boat. The story is told through the eyes of Roger Verbal Kent, played by Kevin Spacey as he narrates the events to the police. The film's introduction is packed with information, and the first 10 minutes feel overwhelming. A lot happens all at once, making it somewhat confusing to follow. This rapid fire opening can be disorienting, leaving viewers struggling to keep up with the multitude of characters and plot points being introduced. From the outset, I found myself disliking the characters played by Stephen Baldwin and Benicio del Toro. Their accents and mannerisms felt forced and cringeworthy. Baldwin's character, Michael McManus, and del Toro's character, Fred Fenster, failed to make a positive impression. In contrast, I found Dean Keen and Todd Hockney to be the more engaging members of the group during the first 20 minutes. Roger Verbal Kent, portrayed by Kevin Spacey, was a close third, with Spacey delivering a strong performance as a quirky and enigmatic character. The dynamic within the criminal squad led by Keen and McManus didn't feel authentic. Their egos and oversized personalities made it hard to believe that they could function as an effective crime team beyond small-time jobs. This lack of cohesion within the group undermined the film's attempt to present them as significant players in the crime world. One of the film's strengths is how Verbal Kent narrates the story to the police. His recounting of events up until his arrest and interrogation by Kujan helps to keep the movie intriguing to a degree. However, despite this, the film struggles to maintain a consistent level of engagement from start to finish. The pacing is uneven, with moments that drag and others that feel rushed. This inconsistency made it difficult to stay fully invested in the story. The systematic killing of Dean Keen's crew while he was taking out the Hungarians on the boat was entertaining, though not particularly groundbreaking. The film's saving grace is its ending. When Verbal admits to Kujan that Keen has been behind everything but refuses to testify in court before posting bail, sets the stage for a memorable conclusion. Kujan's realization that Verbal fabricated his story by using details from random items in Rabin's office is a highlight. Watching Verbal lose his limp and disability in his hand before getting into a car driven by Kobayashi is a well-executed twist that tied the narrative together effectively. In conclusion, The Usual Suspects is a film with a strong ending but uneven execution. The characters are a mix of hit and miss, with Kevin Spacey's performance standing out amidst a general lackluster cast. The pacing issues and lack of engagement throughout the film make it difficult to fully recommend. While the twist ending is satisfying, it's not enough to elevate the film to greatness. With all that being said, and about this lackluster film, I give this movie a 6.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. Now, although we're coming to the end of this review, we have a few more things to discuss. As always, if you've enjoyed these reviews up until now, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications on those platforms so you can stay up to date when episodes release, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, happy viewing.